Here's Joe Bergen winning a fair bit of ball for Offaly. Bergen drilling that in towards Dooley, is brilliant in the air. Dooley, a goal chance for Offaly. Shane Dooley! Fabulous goal against the breeze. And Dooley breaks. Here's Bergen for Offaly. It worked out well for the home team, didn't it? Now good running forward from David Redmond. Wexford could be in here. Redmond has a free man, and the free man is Rory Jacob. And the referee has spotted a free. He spotted a foul, and he's given Wexford a free in.
I think that was an easy free.
Wexford need a goal, and they've got it. Brilliant from Jack Guiney. Frantic finish to this. A goal now could very well win it for Wexford. Dempsey was going to come out for it. A Wexford man down injured, and a free in. A foul on Jack Guiney.
Yeah.
And Guiney, well, will he go for goal again? Here goes Jack Guiney. Guiney drills it, and they've stopped it. Have they? Yes, they've kept it out. And that was a cliffhanger in the end. But Offaly have hung on, and they've done it.
We were here in our home ground. We spoke a lot during the week about how we hadn't played here before as a group, and coming in a championship fixture, and we were delighted that we had such focused support out there as well for us. I'm just delighted for the lads. I'm delighted for the supporters as well that they're back, and it was great to hear the cheers up in the stand again, and coming out at the final whistle, and great to see young people on the pitch after celebrating with Offaly players, and that's what we're here for in days like this.
We were definitely on top of the game for the first 15-20 minutes. We had some great chances. Had a couple myself, a few more had chances to put a bit of distance between ourselves and Offaly with a bit of a strong wind. We knew that would probably die down in the second half. You know, we know what the likes of Joe, if you give him a chance. There's sometimes you just can't stop a guy who's 6'4" and he built like a tank, and he broke through. We know he's going to finish those chances the very same as Shane in the first half, and I think another day we might have snuck it towards the end.
Really, we just have to dig deep, really, and the lads are great at the back. They're under a lot of pressure. James and goal and full back line, and Wexford really were getting on top. Obviously, the 21 at the end was lucky. We were hoping it wasn't going to hit the back of the net, but the lads are great, kept it out, and we stood firm. And hopefully the stand was now.
No one likes to get beaten, but there can be only one winner, and to be fair. We had a couple of goal chances there and we didn't take them, and that's what it's all about at championship level. Like, you have to be able to take your chances.
I'll just ask you briefly about the bib you were wearing. You weren't wearing the Banished Door bib, you were wearing a Mare Fernie bib. Does that just allow you to have more communication with the players out on the field, or what's that about?
It's very, very difficult, like when you're in charge and you're trying to get a message through to one of the players on the far side of the field. Maybe the guys in Croke Park might be able to do that, but definitely not from a manager's point of view. It's nearly impossible, and I just said to myself that this was a way of communicating, and sure, it didn't work.
Well, that's honest of him, generating a bit of debate. What did you make of that Banished Door bib not being worn?
Well, it's a way of beating the system. He seemed to want to be able to go out to the players, give them a drink and tell them what to do. But it's kind of a counteractive as well, because a lot of managers would prefer to step back a bit, have another runner doing that job and make the switches themselves. But that's the way Liam operates. It's kind of hands-on job, and he did a good job. He'd be very disappointed that he was beaten, because it was a game that was ebb and flow. But typical Offaly, the chances they got, they took them. That was the big difference. Yeah. But it was a good championship game, and even though Wexford were disappointed, they still played well, and Offaly could go on to bigger things.
Yeah, there were a couple of turning points. You chose one each, really, and you said there was one, even though it was in the first half, but there was very significant.
At this stage, there's about halfway through the first half. Wexford up 7 points to 3. Now, we'll just illustrate here. It's a lovely pass movement here. Ball comes in here, and one of the new guys here, Paul Morris gets onto this ball, gives a lovely pass into Jim McGlynn. He's beaten the cover, gone right inside. Now, he takes a good shot, but it's a great save by Jack Dempsey. At that stage of the game, Wexford would be up 7 points to 3. He brings off a good save, probably should have scored it, but it's still a great save. Now the 65 comes up, and this guy is a good taker, Jack Guiney, but he goes wide. So instead of being 1-7 to 3 up, they're just 7 points to 3, and typical Offaly, they made them paid for it.
Yeah. There was another big talking point then in the second half.
There was, I suppose. The match last night is, both teams were at the same level, so any little bit of controversy was going to maybe turn this one, right? And Sir mentioned the turning point. Here, I think this is the biggest one in the game. This is the puck out. This is where Éanna Martin is actually blown at this stage for actually going outside this small parallelogram and taking the puck out. And it results in a crucial goal for Offaly at a stage in the game when they were dominant, but the result in the end showed, that goal did make a big difference. Look, and it's a great finish by Joe Bergen. But again, what I'm looking for here is consistency across the board, right? I thought it was a very, very tight margin call last night. the rule states, I mean, I think we're going to throw up the rule at this stage, you know. And I mean, okay, the umpire he's there to do a job. We're giving out when the umpire we're giving out when the umpires don't put up their hands. But I mean, there were so many occasions in the game last night when goalkeepers are very close to that small square taking puck outs.
All right, let's have a look at the actual rule just to clarify it for people that it is the foot. It's a technical foul to take a puck out from outside the small rectangle. Now, it's not specific about feet or the ball. So.
Yeah, but the thing was last night, though, about that was that the referee at the start, when this happened, the referee was going out to give a 65.
Yeah.
That was the case in the past in an All-Ireland 21 series when a 65 was given, and it's changed.
But we see there now it's strange.
It's strange.
Throwing in the ball.
And he did go correct in throwing
a big
the ball.
point in this is when he threw up the ball, he was inside the square, the rectangle. And when he connects, he's just one leg is outside it. Now, you take a 21-yard free. Even the likes of Jack Guy, who was with them. When you throw up the ball, it's on the 21, but when you throw it forward,
you're 18.
You're striking from 5 or 6 ahead. It's the interpretation of the rule. It's very vague. You can interpret whatever you like, but it had a big bearing on the game, and it was a very tough look on Wexford.
I mean, there's not in the rule book to say that the ball has to be inside or outside or your leg is inside.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was clear that Ian Martin threw up the ball inside the square. Momentum will take a goalkeeper outside the square because that's what he's got to do. He's got to take a little run to hit the puck.
So you say common sense, then are you saying ignore it?
Well, you can't ignore it, but like what Tomas is referring to, the match between Clare and Tip under 21, the old rule was a 65 and Tip won the match with a 65.
Yeah.
But it's very hard. The consistency is what you're looking for.
I think that's what I'm looking for the rest of the summer is consistency on that basis. Where if they're going to blow for that, and it has to be consistent. It cannot be just one match in a couple of years. All
right, well, maybe it's achieved already tonight just by making goalkeepers more aware of it. You were thrilled with that Offaly goal, just the skill of it, sir.
Yeah, like there's a typical Offaly. Like here's a direct ball in from Joe Bergen, big, strong, forceful hurler. Now at this stage, they're against the storm. This ball comes in here. Bergen just lets it in fast. It's a high ball, but again, Shane Dooley's on the shoulder of Devereux here. He's actually inside, turns, flicks a small bit, and after he sticks into the back of the net. Now it isn't great corner back play, but again, typical Offaly. Now they've got 4 points up just before half time. Great catch. He has a bit to do here. Puts it back on his right and just flicking the wrist back into the net. Once he caught it, he plays from the shoulder. The cornerback should be just that little fraction inside him to tap that ball away. You're playing percentage inside there. He tried to catch it. Once he didn't catch, he was stuck, and Dooley would stick it in the net. And they give Offaly a breathing space. They went in 3 points up at half time against